Gertrude Stein was born in Allegheny, Pennsylvania on February 3rd, 1874. She attended Radcliffe College and received a degree in psychology in 1898. Her psychology professor, William James, encouraged her to use automatic writing. Automatic writing is when the writer quickly writes down whatever comes to mind. She loved it and used it as one of her writing methods for the rest of her life.
Shortly thereafter, she attended Johns Hopkins Medical School. She later moved to Paris with her brother Leo, where Stein submerged herself into the bohemian community of the avant-garde. In 1902, she moved in with her lover Alice B. Toklas. Between World War I and World War II, they kept a salon where artists and American writers gathered.
One such artist was Pablo Picasso, who painted a portrait of Gertrude Stein. She was later quoted to have called them the lost generation. She survived the German occupation of France. Gertrude Stein died on July 27, 1946, in Neuilly-sur-Seine, France.
Gertrude Stein's poems use fragmentation and sociable critique. Fragmentation is when the poet splits part of the poem into different things on whim. Sociable critique is when the poet criticizes culture or society.
Stein grew up in the Progressive Era. The Progressive Era was in many ways a time of reform. Journalists that became known as muckrakers showed the horrors of poverty, slums, and working conditions. As a result, people were pushing for child labor laws and better working conditions. The women's rights movement and prohibition were in swing as well. She shows a social critique in poems like America.
America. Once in English they said America. Was it English to them? Once they said Belgian. We like a fog. Do you for weather? Are we brave? Are we true? Have we the national color? Can we stand ditches? Can we mean well? Do we talk together? Have we Red Cross? A great many people speak of feet and socks.
I am Rose. I am Rose, my eyes are blue. I am Rose, and who are you? I am Rose, and when I sing, I am Rose like anything.
A sound. Elephant beaten with candy and little pops, and chews all bolts and reckless rats. This is this.
In our opinion, Gertrude Stein's poems are hard to understand and interpret. According to Cynthia Secor, there exists no cottage industry explicating her difficulty, so there isn't any resource that deals specifically with explaining Stein's poems. In I Am Rose, I believe that Stein is saying that no matter what, you'll always be yourself.
Catherine Ann Porter, a critique of one of Stein's books, commented that Stein's writing was based on acts, words, and appearances through her point of view. In the poem A Sound, Stein could have been at a circus or zoos and simply wrote about her experience. Mark Schroeder said that Stein was trying to transform the literature from a temporal into a purely spatial art, to use words for their own sake alone. We think Gertrude Stein was doing just that when she wrote America. It has questions but no question marks. We believe that Stein wrote it that way because she didn't want to ask it, but simply used the words to invoke feelings. She may have also been talking about World War I and their problems with communication and trench foot.
In her poem I Am Rose, Gertrude Stein uses rhyme, a reoccurrence of accents or a stress in words. An example would be the lines, I am Rose, and when I sing, I am Rose like anything. In her poem A Sound, she uses imagery, a pattern of related, comparative aspects of language, particularly of images. The line elephant beaten with candy and little pops shows imagery. She uses I am, which is an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed one in her poem America, such as the syllable gin that follow the syllable bell, creating the word Belgian.
What was your interpretation of the poem?
I think Stein is talking about immigration around the turn of the century and how difficult it can be and how diverse people were and the situation was.
think the title of the poem matched the poem?
I do. Again, I think she's talking about immigration, okay? And there's obviously a huge influx of very diverse people coming into the country. And I think at the same time, the country itself has a lot of diversity, be it physical diversity, right? We have deserts, we have mountains, we have hills, we have valleys, we have arid, all those different areas. We also have diverse economies throughout the country, like very wealthy parts, very poor parts. So I think it makes sense. I think it fits because I think she's talking about the people, and I think she's talking about the place where they live and where they're going to live, I should say.
What do you think Gertrude Stein was trying to say through the poem?
I think she's trying to say that life is difficult, particularly for immigrants. Okay, for example, language barriers for one, right?
Mm-hmm.
They said, once in English they said America. Was it English to them? Once they said Belgian. So all these different ways of communicating are coming together. Then there are all these questions about them as people. Are we brave? Are we true? Okay. Can we stand ditches? So I wonder, is she referring to the types of jobs some people may or may not get? And then I think she's talking about, she asks, a great many people speak of feet and socks. Is she just asking about sometimes the most basic needs of human beings to be comfortable, right? Because what do we often, if you've been on your feet all day, are you comfortable? Can you do your job? So I think in the end she wants, what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be an immigrant in the United States? And what are their most basic needs? And are they being met? That's what I think she's doing.
Thank you for the interview.
Sure.